Hi everyone, Nicole Bowman here, and welcome to Live the Light. If you are brand new to Live the Light, please take a moment to like, comment, share, and subscribe because that helps the channel to grow and build. So I'm coming to you with a very quick audio video today, but I think it's one that is incredibly important because this is a theme that I've seen with clients that I've read for, and this is a theme that I've seen just in life in general. So I want to talk a little bit about this today. And as you can see by the title, it is about people who fall in love with addicts, people who try to have committed partnerships, relationships, children, build families with partners who are addicted to drugs, alcohol, sex, gambling, food, etc. And the partner also has no intention of getting clean. They have no intention of working a program. They have no intention of getting off the drug, but want to continue to stay on the drug. So I wanted to talk a little bit about why people stay in these relationships, what attracts them to the person who is battling the addiction, and what we can all learn from this. And I'm going to share a bit of my personal story in order to illustrate this point. Many years ago, I was in a serious relationship with a partner who was addicted to hard drugs and alcohol. And when we first got involved, I had no idea that there was a hard drug and alcohol problem. It was only until we moved in together and only until one of his family members came to me and mentioned it that it became clear that there was a serious problem there and that also there was no intention of stopping. And the natural inclination may be to look at the person who is battling the addiction or who has embraced the addiction and wants to continue living in that space and say, they're the issue, they're the problem. But what we rarely do is we rarely look at people who are actually attracted to folks who are dealing with addiction. And what I found and what I experienced in my own life is that oftentimes when we are attracted to people who are clearly battling and struggling with something and for all intents and purposes may not want to stop, may not want to change, a lot of times the attraction comes from needing to be needed, needing to feel like you have purpose, you have a mission, you have a path by running in there and rescuing someone, right? So as long as you're helping them, as long as you're being a caretaker, as long as you're giving them money for whatever their habit is, you are needed. And that need, which is really codependency, which is really unhealthy, can often feel like love if you don't really know what love is, right? Also, a lot of times people who are constantly in a state of wanting to rescue and wanting to save, and I want to help this person, I want to help that person, the reason why they're often in a state like this is because it's easier to solve someone else's problems or focus on somebody else's issues than look deeply at your own. It's easier to face down someone else's pain or help them to heal their pain sometimes than it is to heal your own. And what I found sort of across the board with clients who find themselves constantly in relationships with addicts or in relationships with people who seem to be inept and can't take care of themselves, it really does come from a place of deep insecurity. And once again, this is not just on the part of the person who is dealing with the addiction, this is also on the part of the partner who may not necessarily, have a substance or alcohol addiction, but they are addicted to these relationships where they run in and they try to rescue people and feel like the hero or feel like the heroine. This is very important to know and understand because being in codependent relationships where there is no growth, where there is no evolution, where there is no peace, this is not love. And creating a situation where you see a person who is broken and being their source of strength, it is not love. I've read for people over the years who sometimes they may choose a partner that maybe on some level they can help and possibly even exploit financially. Maybe the person is dealing or struggling or battling an addiction and they're giving them money for drugs and alcohol while turning a blind eye and saying that they're helping them. But what it really is overall is that you're trying to get someone to stay. You're trying to buy love because deep down inside, there's something there that is saying, I am not enough. You are not enough. And I have to buy love. I have to buy affection. I have to do 101 good deeds and bend over backwards in order for somebody to love me. It's also a feeling that you can't get what you want by just asking for it, that you have to manipulate, cajole, or coerce the person or the situation in order to get what you want. And so it's not just a lack of faith in love, it's a lack of faith in yourself. It's a lack of faith in healthy relationships, and that they are indeed possible, and that people stay because they want to stay, and people leave because they want to leave, and people love because they love, and if they don't, they don't. So if you're listening to this and you are a person who is finding yourself constantly getting into relationships where you're dealing with people who maybe they're struggling with deep, heavy addictions, or maybe you're constantly the person who's coming in and rescuing the friend or rescuing the parent or saving the day, you really want to ask yourself what you're getting out of the deal. Because 9 times out of 10, you've gotten a reward for seemingly being selfless, right? And everybody wants to be and feel rewarded, and everybody wants to be and feel valued. But if you are connecting with people based from a point of trauma and pain, are you really helping them? Are they really healing? Is that really love? And in fact, is that person even your equal? Because when we choose people in these fractured and broken states, it speaks more to what's inside of us and our self-esteem and where our worth is than it really speaks to that person. And maybe the feeling is, if I connect with somebody who is whole and strong and gifted and aware, they won't want me and they won't need me. So let me connect with somebody who will want me and need me. Let me polish them up and spruce them up and make them better. And then they'll see how great I am, and then they'll love me forever. And I have to say, it doesn't really work that way. Love comes from within. It's self-love. And one of the things that I've realized through my life and my journey, and I've also realized it in reading for lots of clients, is that when we pick certain people, when we pick certain partners, it is a reflection of what's inside of us. Because I can love someone to the moon and back, but if a relationship is damaging and toxic, and I know it and I see it and I feel it, and I choose to stay, that's not about love. That's about something else. That's about insecurity. That's about a need to control. That's about a need, belief, and feeling that there isn't something better out there. And I'm here to tell you there is. You don't have to buy love. You don't have to buy affection. You don't have to manipulate people who truly want to be in your life. The ones who want to be there and contribute will be there and contribute. The ones who want to stay will stay. And the ones who want to go and the ones who are meant to leave will always go. And they will always leave. So I'm leaving you guys with that. I do wish you a fabulous week and a fabulous month, and do check back. I'm going to put some resources and links in the description for you. I'll also include my website, NicoleBowman.biz, for readings and more. And I've recently comprised a series of intuitive development books and spiritual tools on my website that you can actually purchase. So if you go to recommended books and just click on the pictures, you'll be able to purchase some psychic and intuitive development books. And this is because people have often asked me over the years where to start, how to trust your intuition, how to get some solid spiritual tools that you can use to read for yourself and others. So those resources are going to be there. The links are in the description. And always remember to live your light, live your bliss, and love yourself. Take care.